Hello, welcome to Grind Force Gaming, everyone. I am Falcon, and today I'm coming at you in Street Fighter Duel with a quick look at Taoist Gen and his new trial realms. I'm not going to go quite as in-depth on the fighter like I did in the last couple videos. This is going to be focused a little bit more on just the trial realm, and I'll be talking about Taoist Gen as we go along. Let's get into it. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. Today, we are looking at Taoist Gen in Street Fighter Duel. Brand new fighter. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through him. We're going to talk about Taoist Gen as we play through his trial. So right here, I'm going to start. I always go counterclockwise, so we're going to start in the bottom right corner. And I bring in E Honda, C Viper, and Blanca. My combo chain is going to be Taoist Gen, E Honda, Taoist Gen again, and then finish with Viper. Taoist Gen is really similar to the OG Gen in the sense that he basically has two full sets of combo moves. So it's what he does is dependent on which style, or which fighting style he's currently in. He has the Crane and the Mantis style, just like the original Gen, except now they're like Heavenly Crane and Earthly Mantis, I think. And depending on which one of those poses or styles he's currently in, he's going to do a different move for every one of his combos. So whether it's the Super, the C1, or the C2, you get two sets of combo moves on all of those. Because Taoist Gen had the C1 and the C2, or the Super and the C2 here, he does do a pretty healthy amount of damage. As you can see, he also does do some healing. Even though I wasn't using his C1, his C2, the Heavenly the C2 that he performs when he's in his Heavenly Crane stance does also provide some healing. Moving on up to the next one, this is going to be the top right, I bring in Fire Adon, regular Zangief, and then finally Mummy Dalsim actually to finish it out. So the combo sequence is Fire Adon, Taoist Gen, so now I'm going to try and take advantage of his healing move, then Mummy Dalsim, and then Fire Adon. This is kind of a weird looking fight. It just seemed kind of odd to me. I do win, and this was my first try, but I think it comes pretty close. So you'll see how that goes. Because right out the gate there, Zangief gets himself taken out, and Fire Adon's in trouble. But Taoist Gen does come in with that C1. He provides some healing. It's not as much as I would like. He definitely doesn't perform like an Elena or even a Summer Yang. He's not doing that level of healing. His kit is focused on buffing in other ways as well. So he's building meter a lot, similar to Rich E Honda. He's kind of a budget Rich E Honda on the meter build part of things. He also has the ability to improve the damage of fighters that come later in the sequence, but it's only active for 5 seconds from that super, so you really only get the benefit from it if you're playing in manual mode. So the next one, this is up top. I'm bringing in E Honda once again. I'm also bringing in Summer Yang for his healing and shields and finishing with Dalsim. So we're doing Taoist Gen. He's once again got the Super and the C2. We've got Summer Yang on the C1 and Dalsim for the C3. There's a couple of reasons why I said I'm probably not going to be pulling for him right away. The biggest reason is he is actually currently glitched just a little bit. His C2, if he's performing it, I think it's when he's performing it from his Earthly Mantis fighting style, sometimes his C2 will actually like cancel and you won't even get to your C3 because it breaks the combo chain. You'll see right here, he's lined up for the C2, but he doesn't activate. He does like a back step and then it doesn't actually do anything. And that of course breaks the combo chain so that, you know, Dalsim's big C3 doesn't even get to go off. That's a big problem. I would imagine this is something that's going to be fixed pretty soon, but it is glitched right now. His kit is malfunctioning, specifically on that C2. It doesn't happen often, but that's game-breakingly bad. He becomes a liability if that happens too much, so hopefully that gets fixed soon. Moving on to the northwest side of the map here, I bring in Suitable, Fire Adon, and Beast Zangief. The combo string is going to be Fire Adon, Suitable, Taoist Gen, Fire Adon. I actually don't even use Beast Zangief. I'm trying to show you guys how to do things. I'm giving auto solutions. Usually I'm a manual player, especially if Beast Zangief is in the mix, but I'm trying to make sure I show you guys auto solutions that you don't have to play manual. So he is just being utilized for his speed in the tag. I'm not using his Wild Beast spin. And you see I pull up Taoist Gen's C2 information because I was trying to figure out why did I completely fail on that C2 in the earlier fight. So that's what I was talking about. It is, I'm pretty sure, just malfunctioning right now. I've got some other folks in the guild talking about it. It seems like it's bugged right now. So this is something that will likely be fixed pretty soon. But until it is, I would not recommend, holding your breath. Also, check this out. I'll show in slow motion. Here it goes. Here comes Taoist Gen. Whiff. He misses completely. I think that is his move from when he's in Earthly Mantis style. He does a big jump forward like that. But as you can see, their Abel got like knocked down first. And so Taoist Gen just missed it. He missed his move completely. It did 0 damage. That does happen with some other fighters. Akuma in particular can be really annoying with this, where he'll just miss completely. He'll whiff his Shinshan Gokusatsu or something, and against a boss especially. Usually though, in these kind of fights, that's not the kind of thing you run into. To have a combo completely miss is pretty disappointing. It's not a great first impression for Taoist Gen. That said, what he's got going on, I think, really does lend itself to boss fights in this game. He's not going to be your PvP answer. I don't see him making a splash anywhere except the boss leaderboards. But he has so many things going on with his kit that I expect to see him show up on those leaderboards. But again, if you're thinking about pulling for him, let's wait until his kit kind of gets fixed up there, because at the very least, we need to make sure that C2 goes off properly. Otherwise, he's just a liability. All right, sorry, I was talking too much. Next one goes super smoothly, though. This is just Guile, Taoist Gen, Beast Zangief, and back to Guile. Guile pretty much wipes this team out, no trouble whatsoever. In this one, you can see I'm, again, using Taoist Gen's C1 attack. Well, it's not an attack, it's a buff, it's a heal. So it's this is how he's lending a little bit of survivability, but it's not a lot. I think it's just going to be in pinch situations where usually he's going to be your super and or C2. But if your team's running low on health and you've lost your healer or you don't have someone else who can do it, and then you switch, you change the combo moves that Taoist Gen is using and maybe provide a little bit of healing. But he's not going to be like an outright healer like Elena. Last one, we're going to the center of the map here. And this time I'm focusing 100% on Taoist Gen. I want him to deliver all of the damage. I want to see how he performs in specifically that scenario. So he's got the super and the C2. And then I've got E Honda on the C1, Chun-Li on the C3, and Guy is in there for speed and the tag not being used. So here we get to see Taoist Gen kind of do his thing. His C2, as you can see there, it is pretty effective. He attacks the back line. Well, technically he attacks whoever has the highest health. And again, this depends on which fighting style you're in. Taoist Gen can be kind of confusing. But he is doing a great job here. Even before, or even after he dies, he by far did the most damage. He took out the team pretty much by himself before he went down. And then E Honda and Guy kind of magically keep it together, just the two of them to finish off Summer Ibuki. So Taoist Gen will make for an interesting case. I am very, very curious to see how other people use him, because I think, like I said, he'll probably show up in boss fights more than anywhere else, but he has so many things going on that it's hard to know for sure. There's going to be some players who pick up on little elements of his kit and figure out how to use him in really interesting ways. That said, until I see that and I see examples of that where players are using him to great effect, I am holding off on pulling for Taoist Gen at this point. That'll do it for Taoist Gen's trial realm. I'm very curious. I'd love to hear what you think. If any of you have thoughts, I would love to hear them down in the comments, especially about this fighter, more than any other fighter that's been released, just because he has so many interesting things, a lot of potential. But right now, it's impossible to know, I think, whether that potential will come to fruition or if it is just potential. So we'll see what happens with Taoist Gen. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hopefully this guide helped you out with the trial realms. If it did, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe to Grind Force Gaming. I'll also put a link to the Discord channel down in the description there. You can chat with me, JB, Nova, and Datscat anytime. We'd love to see you there. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great one, you guys. Peace.